In 1948, hundreds of thousands of Palestinian families packed what they could carry and fled their homes, many of them by force. Palestinians call this the Nakba, Arabic for catastrophe. To understand how it happened, we have to go back to after World War I, when Britain took control of Palestine with the collapse of the Ottoman Empire. In 1917, Britain issued the Balfour Declaration, promising support for a Jewish homeland in Palestine. At the time, most of the population there was Arab. During the 1920s and 30s, Jewish mass immigration to mandatory Palestine gained momentum, driven by pogroms and anti-Semitism in Europe, particularly after the Nazi rise to power in 1933. It was also due to Zionist ideology, which advocates for Jews to return to their ancestral homeland, to which they have centuries-old cultural and religious connection. By the late 1930s, Jews made up about 30% of British Mandatory Palestine's population. Zionist groups bought land, often displacing Palestinian farmers, and formed armed militias, which targeted both British authorities and Palestinian civilians. Also during this period, Palestinian armed groups like the Black Hand carried out attacks against Jewish communities and British targets. The Arab Revolt of 1936 to 1939, driven by resistance to British rule and mass Jewish immigration, was crushed by British forces. After 6 million Jews were murdered in Europe during the Holocaust, pressure for a Jewish state intensified, and so did the tensions between Jews, Arabs, and the British forces. In 1947, the United Nations adopted a partition plan that proposed separate Arab and Jewish states, with Jerusalem under international administration. The Jewish Agency accepted. The Arab League and other Arab representatives rejected it, arguing that it violated the principle of self-determination for the Arab majority. Following the UN vote, violence broke out almost immediately between Jewish and Arab communities across Palestine. As British forces withdrew in May of 1948, Israel declared its independence. The Arab-Israeli War broke out the next day, with Egypt, Jordan, Iraq, Syria, and Lebanon sending in their armies alongside Palestinian fighters. At the end of the war, Israel counted about 6,000 dead, but it had defeated the Arab coalition and controlled territory beyond the borders outlined in the UN partition plan. For Palestinians, it was the beginning of the trauma still shaping everyday lives. From 1947 to 49, between 10,000 and 15,000 Palestinians were killed, about 400 villages destroyed, and over 700,000 Palestinians were forcibly displaced or fled. The newly established State of Israel did not allow them to return, a policy that continues to this day. Today, there are nearly 6 million Palestinians registered as refugees with UNRWA across Jordan, Lebanon, Syria, Gaza, and the West Bank.